Well, I just accidentally cut off my video in the middle of talking to you, so this is gonna have probably two parts. But anyway, back to this peony here that I got from Home Depot last year. It got one beautiful burgundy color bloom on it last year, and I got some pictures of it. It was so pretty. But look at it, all the new growth is coming back. All of my peonies so far are coming up, and I've been fertilizing them. My oldest one, my Sarah Bernhardt down there on the other end, which I'll show to you in a minute, it actually has a bud on it. Can't wait to show you that. I've got my clematis here. This is one that I planted from a bulb, and it's actually taller than the ones I've had before it. Sorry, there's a train coming. A little noisy. But there's my hydrangea. And even though I covered it, the cold weather still killed this new growth that was coming up, some of it. But you see I have all this fresh new growth that's coming up. And I moved some of my daylilies. This is one I haven't moved yet. And here's another one down here. Can't really see it. I think it's right in there. But anyway, that little green stuff behind it, that's a typo. Sorry, I had to stop because of the train. You hear how loud it is. But that's a type of a sedum. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I had it in a container, and it wasn't looking too hot, so I took it out and I thought I'd put it in the ground, see how it does. And I moved all of the containers off my sidewalk. I kept some things in containers. I moved some things, put some things in the ground. So I just didn't want the sidewalk to be overflowing with all of those containers. They were getting in the way. And so here's some more of my things here. And this here, my hellebore, my linen rose. I only have one of these, but I tell you what, I am really enjoying it. I had been wanting at least one of these for a long time, and I finally got this one. I don't remember if it was either at Lowe's or Home Depot, but it gets the beautiful pink, not real dark pink, not light, but in between flowers. And as you can see now, in the spring and the summer, the flowers turn this greenish color. But I have some pictures of it when they were brightly colored in the pink. And so I just wanted to show you that as well. But I just love hellebores too. I've got some more sedum here in pots. And it's not as pretty as it was when I first put it out, but we'll see what it does. My counter lilies were coming up really good, and I don't think I covered them though when that cold weather came, because I had so much to cover, and I just didn't have time to do it all, and was running out of material, and it was cold and sleeting and snowing and raining that day. But anyway, even though it got the new growth that was coming up, I still see there's more new growth. So I'm happy with that. And this area right in here, this is where my summerific hibiscus is, right in here. I don't see it coming up yet, but right there where you see that little those little sticks of wood, it's right there. It came up last year, and it had over 20 buds on it. It was full of buds. I was out here one day working in the yard, and I was just admiring it, so happy. Out here the next day, and the deer had eaten all of the buds except for one. I tell you what, I almost cried. And of course, when that one little flower bloomed, it was raggedy looking. It wasn't pretty at all. And it's because the deer ate all my buds, it didn't flower pretty last year like it's been doing. So I'm hoping that won't happen this year. I can't remember the name of this plant here, but it gets beautiful, tall, purple color flowers on it. Look at these little wild, I don't know what, can't remember what they're called, with the little pink flowers, ground cover. These have just spread and multiplied all over my yard, and I love them. I think sometimes seeds come in other plants we buy. And then too, the birds and the squirrels and other animals probably help transplant them from one place to another. So I'm really liking that. And then I've tried to clean up my porch too, because it was just overcrowded, mostly with junk. So I'll give you a little look-see at that in a few minutes. But right now, let me go up here to my little area here in my front yard. Here on the end, I have my first flowering cherry tree. And it's not doing as great as I would hope. Every year, the deer have been getting to it and eating the leaves off of it, especially the lower leaves. So it doesn't have a lot of lower leaves. Got a pretty good amount of top growth. But I put this fencing around it, and it's not high as you can see, but it seemed to keep the deer away last year. I may have to replace this fencing here with the taller fencing that I'll be getting soon from Amazon. But this is my flowering cherry tree, my first one. And when I get over there to my garden sitting area, you're going to see a type of cherry tree that I had never heard of before until I saw it at Walmart a couple of weeks ago. It's a weeping cherry tree. It's beautiful. They had 5 of them. They were all gorgeous. So I didn't get it when I saw it because I wasn't in the truck, but a couple of days later I went back and a friend came with me and I was in the truck and I got one. So I'll show that to you in a bit. Okay, a lot of things up here. I've got all my roses that were down there in that area. I just left. They were too crowded together. I did some research on the internet and I can't forget the name. There's a name for it when if they're too close together, real crowded. The buds it'll bud, and the buds are so beautiful, but then the buds die before they flower, and that's because I had them too close. So I dug them all up, and I put some over here, and I put some over there in my garden sitting area, and so you'll be seeing some of these. This here is an azalea with the beautiful pink flowers. I bought it last year from Walmart, and I got one for a friend of mine. And when I bought it last year, I think it was on clearance, and it wasn't looking too hot. It was looking a little bit better, I think, than it looks now, but I got it anyway because we know someone that has one like it, which is way bigger than this one. But it is so beautiful. And now, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got a lot of new growth on it. And I did cover this up too in that last cold spell, but still cold weather got to it. And then this here, I call it a type of azalea. A friend and neighbor gave this to me. It's called Florida Flame. It gets honeysuckle-like flowers on it. It actually had 2 very pretty flowers on it, yellow, deep yellow orange looking color, but it's got a lot of new growth on there. This is one that I covered as well, and it had a lot of buds on it, but the cold weather killed most of the buds. But it's got a lot of new growth on there. I'm happy with that. Then this is one of my roses that I moved here. I've got my butterfly bush that's right up there. Sorry, the sun is bright this morning and I can't hardly see, but it's behind this azalea. And then I've got some more little shrubs that I bought on sale at Walmart. Let me see, wisteria, I can't remember which ones I have over here, but I also have some over there in my garden sitting area. Wisteria, lilac, a honeysuckle, a hydrangea, and something else. And then a dear sweet friend of mine last year, she moved the beautiful honeysuckle that has the beautiful red flowers on it. She moved it from um, our Kingdom Hall where it was planted in the front against the wall. I think because it wasn't getting enough sunlight. And she gave it to me. She actually came and dug the hole and planted it for me last year. I thought that was so sweet. So it's coming back. So I can't wait for it to grow, hopefully, and I'll get a trellis for it. So there's another one of my roses that I moved. Here's my, well, I forgot to unlock this gate so I can go in there and get some close-ups, and I don't feel like unlocking it now, but that's a peony. Here's another peony. I've got another little rose that I put here, but it's got there's some weeds down there with it too, so you can't hardly see the rose. But here's another one. And I think this might be my calla lilies that are coming up right here, or maybe some bulbs or something that I planted. I don't know, but I'll see. Some more roses. These are black-eyed Susans. And there's another sister in my congregation who dug up some of her black-eyed Susans and butterfly bushes. And she shared them with a lot of us. And I went and got some for me and another sister. This is my Rose of Sharon that a sister and friend gave me. You see it's got some nice little growth and leaves coming on there. It had only been getting maybe one or two flowers, but I hadn't been fertilizing it. So I'm fertilizing it now. Oh, and that's my little dogwood tree back there that the deer every year eat the leaves off of it. Well, the leaves are on there now, and I've been fertilizing it. This is more of my little area here that I extended out to here that didn't have grass. These little blue pebble-like things here, I ordered these from Amazon. They're supposed to glow at night, but they don't. It's supposed to look like water, shimmering water. But I still like it though. Got a lot of, this is another dogwood tree. I bought this from Arbor Day Foundation. I've been a member for a while, and sometimes I get free plants from them. But I think this one is the one that has pink flowers. That one I just showed you there, it has the white flowers. And then, of course, my cherry tree down there, the flowers are pink. But I added a lot more phlox up here, the ground cover kind. And I've got phlox down there in my flower bed that gets tall, that has pink blooms. It is so pretty. It grows and gets tall, and it spreads and multiplies. This is one of my sonic deer repellents. I bought 4 of them. Well, this is the only one now that's working. I'm not happy about that, but anyway, it is what it is. I also bought some marigolds recently and put them here. I read that marigolds, they're repellents for some insects and animals too. I don't know, but I kind of spread some out here in this area. And I have a lot of daylilies here, and I actually, some that I transplanted from in front of the house, I actually put up here. And you can see, that's my ice plant right in there. I think I have about 3 ice plants. One has pink flowers. I think another one has orange, and I can't remember the color of the other one. But that's coming back. This is another daylily that I moved yesterday. That was in one of the containers down there on the sidewalk. And this was small when I first got it. A sister gave this to me, and it has just grown and multiplied. And I actually had 2 little babies from it that I put in this little container right here. I bought this little container from a antique store a few years ago, and I had some I forgot I may have had some pansies in there. They didn't do too well. But I just put a trash bag in here as a liner. Put in the dirt and the plants. And then I just took some scissors and just jabbed some holes in the bottom and the side. So for drainage. So that's that. So let me go take you back down here to my porch in this other area in front of my house. Let you see it. You hear the birds. I just love this time of year when you wake up and hear the birds singing, chirping. It just really puts you in a good mood. This is some of my my herbs. I got these from Walmart, and this is peppermint here, and this is, I think, lemon thyme. Yeah, and that smells just like lemons, and this smells just like mint. It doesn't have a real strong smell right now. It did when I first bought it, but I guess because it's out here in the open and it has to grow and spread, I guess. This container here, I used to have succulents in here. Now, yesterday I just threw away all the old soil in here. Nothing was growing in it. So I think I'm just going to start fresh here. I think what I'm going to do is just get pots of either annuals or perennials. Maybe annuals, because I don't buy annuals a lot because they don't come back every year. But I do like that some annuals are so pretty and they last all year long. So I'm thinking about just getting some pots and just putting them over in here, because as you can see, this is deep in here and I didn't drill any holes in it. But thinking about just maybe getting a bunch of pots and putting them over in here to just make it decorative. And here we are down here this is shamrock that I got from another friend of mine who's giving me a bunch of things. I have been my husband and I, to a botanical garden here in Georgia, and they had a lot of this shamrock that was just growing out in the open, and she gave me this pot. And actually I had it in the house where it wasn't getting enough natural light, and the leaves started turning a pale pink color that just weren't looking pretty. So I think it needs more light, and once I put it out here, they perked up. And then this here is just one little one that she had given me before that one. She had given me a few little, maybe 2 or 3 seedlings, and I put them in a little pot, and I'm transplanted them yesterday. But look, that one has come up. And then this here, that's more succulents that I moved from a container on the sidewalk yesterday. This here, this plant, I've had it, forever. This little palm part here was in a dish garden that my husband gave me years ago. And of course there were more plants other than what's in here, but one day I just decided I didn't want it to be a dish garden any longer. I wanted it to be in a big pot so it would grow and multiply and spread. And it did, but I didn't take very good care of it. Plus it was in the house and it wasn't getting as much natural light as it should have been. So I just realized recently, I think I need to put it outside. And that's what I did. And I'm going to see if it'll grow and spread and multiply like it should, because it's looking very sickly right now. But I'm hoping that it's going to get better, and then I can show you the results. So come back over here. And this is the other side in front of my house. I have 3 clematis over here. This is one of my bigger ones, taller ones. Zoom in on it. So I use these tomato cages as support. There's more of my lilies coming up here. I've got another clematis here. This one is small, and I think I've been missing this one every year because I've only been keeping track of 2 of them over here, and now I've got 3, and this is the other one. So those are doing well, except for that one, but I'm fertilizing all of them. And then that's a wild rose right there. It never gets any flowers on it, even though I think I fertilized it last year. If the bush will grow, I mean, it will get huge, but it never got any flowers. This is one of my Gauras. That's another Gaura right back there behind the clematis. I've got, oh, I can't think of the name of that plant back there in the back, but it's like a succulent. Those are my daylilies. More daylilies here. I may have to move that clematis. Maybe it's too close to those daylilies. Maybe that's why it's not growing as well. These are my phlox, my tall phlox that get really tall and spread and get the pretty pink flowers on it. And they just will expand, divide, and multiply and spread. This is my mom's coming back. They were real pretty and green until that cold weather got to them. I didn't cover them. I've got some more lilies here. And I've got this little pot, this little plant here. I can't remember what it's called, but it gets some pretty little flowers. I think it's a type of phlox, but I can't remember. It's one of my little chairs in a little container there that I got from the antique store. And my little turtle and my little ladybugs, solar lights. Sometimes the ladybug doesn't work. A lot of my solar lights have stopped working, but I understand that sometimes after a period of time they do stop working. Oh, now, this is what I want to show you here. This is my oldest peony, my first and oldest one. This is my Sarah Bernhardt, the one that my husband a couple of years ago weed-eated. But look at it. This is the bud I want to show you. If I can get a good focus on it. Oh, see, there it is right there. Right there. But, see? So, it's doing really good. I've got my iris back here. It gets the light pink orange looking flowers right there. I've got more lilies right there. This is, I think this is a agapanthus. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Or either it might be a lily, but anyway, it's a type of lily. But anyway, I have another one down there on the other end. That one on the end down there, I think it is purple. And I think this one is white. I can't remember. But I may have to move this. Some of my things are just too close together. It's another hydrangea. And my hydrangea bushes, they get huge. And they start to block out some of my other plants. My hydrangeas have blue leaves. I'm sorry, blue flowers. This here spread of foliage here, this is a resurrection lily. My tax accountant's wife gave this to me. Well, gave me a bunch of bulbs some years ago. It may have been over 50. And I just planted them in a heap here. And when these die down, some of them come back and they have light pink flowers on them. That's why it's called resurrection lily. And then this is just little wildflowers here. You know, I don't like to pull these up. I like those. I think they add to the beauty of your garden. And right here in this pot, I put a kind of reminds me of a Sweet William, but it's yellow. It was in a container over there on the sidewalk. I moved it in here yesterday. I think it may have rotten, but every year it's been coming back. Really pretty, just like the white Sweet William that I moved up there to that upper part of the garden. But I'm going to see what it does. If it doesn't come back, I'll replace it with something else. A little chair. I like to get these little decorative stones and things and decor. And sonnet lights too, from Dollar Tree to dollar stores. Walmart, I mean, you know, wherever I can find them pretty cheap. Okay, let's go over here now to my garden sitting area. So first I want to show you my weeping cherry tree. This is the one that I was telling you about that I bought from Walmart recently. Isn't that beautiful? Now on the way home, it was on the back of the truck, and the leaves were flapping in the wind. So some of my leaves got a little raggedy, but other than that, it's still pretty, even though it's not as pretty as it was when I bought it. And then this part of my garden here is where I put some of my roses that I moved. I put them here, and they're doing quite well. This rose bush here is the one that my mother-in-law years ago had planted out here in the yard beside our driveway, and gets beautiful deep red flowers on it. And I thought it wasn't going to make it, but it did. But I did have to end up moving it because it wasn't looking well, and the deer kept eating it. And this is the one where when she passed in 2019, I think, it had never got a lot of flowers on it. But when she passed in 2019, when it came back in 2020, it was packed full of gorgeous red flowers. Even out there at her house next to us, she had roses growing up in the limbs of trees. That had never happened before. I'd say it's because she was no longer here and in pain and suffering. And so when she passed, it just seems like her plants just really flourished. Can't wait to be reunited with her. Anyway, this is lamb's ear. I've had lamb's ear before, and it didn't make it. I understand that if it gets wet, it kind of rots. And I'm surprised that this came back, because what I had before didn't come back. So I'm excited to see that. Down here, I have some more roses. And right there, in that big patch right there, is where my honeysuckle, the red honeysuckle is, that a dear sister and friend gave me. I'll try to get a little close up of that in a minute. Let me walk around here and go inside the gate. I'm sorry this video is so long. I wasn't expecting it to be this long, but you know how it is when you get out here and you get to looking at things. Oh, and my chairs here, when it's real windy, the wind just blows my little cheap plastic chairs over. And one of them actually got broke, one of the little arms on it, the last time the wind blew it over. So I normally will anchor them with something heavy, like these pots or something, a decorative something. And so I hadn't been doing that like I used to. And so they were always getting blown over. So I finally came out here and decided to anchor them down. And they haven't, I think maybe one did blow over not too long ago, but I anchored it back down. And then here's my little umbrella chair. I'm at my umbrella table and my chairs here. You may not remember, but I used to have this fence right here. This part there, it had some fencing around it, but this part wasn't open. So I just figured I'd remove the fencing from here, because that would be extra fencing I could use to expand the fence. And I like it this way. Hope it'll keep the deer out. This is a Washington hawthorn tree. It was free from Arbor Foundation. It comes back every year. And it's so pretty. I love the red on those leaves too. This is my limelight hydrangea that I bought from Ace Hardware about a couple of years ago. And I did prune it last year. And look, it's coming back, all the new growth. So now this is part of my red honeysuckle plant that my friend gave me. She actually dug the hole and planted it and everything. And it was in the dead of summer when it was hot. So that's coming back. This plant I bought, I think at Home Depot last year. I can't remember the name of it, but it gets those little red berries on it. And I've got another one that a sister gave me that's smaller than this, but it's for some reason they're not getting the red berries. So I guess I need to fertilize it. I don't know. This is some more type of succulent here. It's coming back. There's Black-Eyed Susan. That's a weed there. This is the rose bush I was telling you about here that my mother-in-law planted years ago. And I've got these little mini roses that I got from Walmart a year or two ago. And that's when I was going to do me a little rose garden down there in front of the house. But I had them too close together. And some of them were doing good, but one of my really pretty ones with the pink flowers, that's the one that kept getting the beautiful buds. I mean, the bush would just be full of buds, but then before they would bloom, they just die and turn brown. So I had to move them because they were too close together. This is a can't remember the name of it, but it gets those pretty little dark color burgundy light flowers, and they smell like fruit. Grapefruit, bananas, and something else. That was free from Arbor Day Foundation. And I have another one that's here in a pot. And I gave some away to my sister and a friend. And actually, I was out here yesterday, and I didn't realize I've got some of these growing wild. You may not be able to see them very well, but they're over there, and they've got little red flowers on them. All the years we've lived here. I just noticed them yesterday. And then this is some more of my plants that are coming up. These grow tall and get little white flowers on them. That's one. That's one. And I think I have another one somewhere. I don't know how this is going to do right here. And I have a little lavender plant in there. It did come back last year, but it didn't do all that great. It didn't grow and get bushy. I don't do well with lavender. I think I've killed about 2 or 3 of them. This part here has like tall. I think this is one of my lemongrass. It's supposed to be a mosquito repellent. So I hope it'll come back. This is my white dogwood here. This is doing better than the other ones. It gets full of green leaves. Hasn't bloomed yet. I've got these little pots here. I did have succulents in them, like hens and chicks and other things, but they rotted. So I think I'm going to fill this with some little marigolds or something. Okay, this is my white jasmine. And I think it's not doing good because I did not prune it last year. I see a little bit of green on it, but not much. I guess I should have pruned it. And then this right here, I can't remember what shrub this is, but I was thinking it died, but I'm not going to pull it up yet because sometimes I think my stuff is dead, and then little shoots will start coming up. This here is double play candy corn. It looks nothing like it did when I first bought it. It was big and pretty and bushy, but at least it's still there. So I'm hoping it's going to grow. I've been fertilizing it. This is another shrub here, and it's got some little buds on it. So I was surprised to see those yesterday. I don't know if you can see them. This is my little crabapple tree. It was over there outside of the fence part beyond that weeping cherry, and I had to move it because the deer, every year, it would be so pretty and green, and the deer would just strip the leaves. And so it's not looking as pretty as it used to. So I thought I'm going to put it in a pot and move it, and that's what I did. This is another shrub here, and another here. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm going to be patient and wait and see. I think this is my wisteria here. I can't remember. But I didn't even realize until yesterday that it came back. So I was happy to see that. This is some grape hyacinth. I bought these in pots at Home Depot when they were in full bloom. They were so pretty. I just decided to leave them in these pots. I think that's more of my lemongrass there. And then, oh, this is my peppermint. This little spread that I bought at Walmart last year and planted. And it was covered in leaves and stuff. And when I moved the leaves yesterday, I got this nice whiff of peppermint. And that's when I remembered that's what it is. Now this over the star of the show over here is this hibiscus that gets beautiful, beautiful burgundy color, wine magenta blossoms. I don't see any of it coming up yet, but it's been coming back. And I'm just so excited about this. So I will keep you updated on that as well. I've got something else here. I don't know how it's going to do, but I'll see. Some more little grasses. These here are actually spreading and growing and multiplying. This here, I can't remember the name of it, but isn't it cute? It was started out purple and green, and then it just starts getting these dark purple flowers on it. I just love that. Get it? This is the plant that's like the one up there that gets the red berries that a friend gave me. I've got to do some work on it. Yesterday, I planted this honey butter rhododendron that I bought a while back. Well, not a while back, recently at Home Depot. So I've been wanting a rhododendron, but I've been too cheap to buy one. This one gets the orange, yellow flowers, but I also want one that gets the purple or pink flowers. But I planted this yesterday. I also planted the phlox over here. Most of my phlox are in the sun, and they're supposed to have some shade. So I thought I would put this one over here. I love, what do you call them? Coral bells. Hechera. I had a bunch of those, but some of them died. That one like it's coming back. Some more of my grasses. Oh, this is, I can't remember the name of this, but I had some of these before and they didn't make it. I think because I had them in full sun, but they need some shade. So I planted this one over here. This here is a Japanese rose, the yellow little roses. A friend bought a beautiful bush at Ace Hardware recently, and it had some babies growing near the trunk. And she let me have this baby. And I planted, and this needs shade, so I planted it here. And it's doing pretty good. Some more grasses. This is one of my hydrangeas that I bought when I bought all those shrubs last year. It's coming back. The leaves had covered it up. And when I moved the leaves yesterday, that's what I found. And this is another shrub here. I can't remember the name of it. I don't know if it's going to make it or not, but I'm going to see. This is some more of my jasmine that I planted when I first did this little area over here. Here's some this spread from another area. But that's basically it. So I'm gonna let you go. So I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day, and I look forward to talking with you again. Love you. Bye.